G'day. A lot of small YouTubers like myself, in fact the vast majority, are what you'd like to call a one-man band. But I recently did a survey in my community tab of my channel asking how much do you think it would cost to actually employ people to be the crew, etc., involved in making a typical YouTube video. And that's what we're going to look at today. Now, being a one-man band, I'm sure any of you that do that make plenty of mistakes. I know that's the reason I have the end-of-year outtakes reels every year, because I do that very thing. In fact, in the last one, I introduced my imaginary crew. I'd like to introduce you to a couple of behind-the-scenes members of my crew that you don't normally see. So this is Steve, our sound guy. And this is Steve, our clapper. Outtakes video, take 1074. And just over there is Steve, our lighting guy. Hello. And our editor, of course, well, I guess that's me. Now I'm going to talk about a not too complex video, nothing too involved. No animations or anything like that, which would vastly increase the costs if you had to pay someone. Anyway, so let's go inside to my computer and try and work out what it would cost if you had to pay someone to make videos. This has actually been a very complex video to make, because this channel isn't about acting, so the only reference I have, and we're talking about in Australia, is the MEAA, which is the Media Entertainment Arts Alliance. Every country will have a different organisation that puts out guidelines for prices. So we're going to base this off the MEAA in Australia. All figures will be in Australian dollars. We're also going to go by an average that ChatGPT, the AI program, which I'll probably do a video about in the future, has come up with. Links to all of these will be below if you hit the show more button. So looking at the MEAA, anyone that's ever been in the film industry like I have for over 36 years will know for a fact there is no hard and fast rule. Everything will depend on a multitude of factors. The time frame, it will depend on the usage of the product, where the video is used. In the case of voiceovers, it's whether it's on a TVC, which is television commercial, or radio, and the amount of time that ad may run. So what we're going to do is go by the bare minimum we can work out, given that most of my videos aren't cinematic quality, although there are a few that maybe approach that. We're going to go off my average video, and we're going to go by a very basic short video that I make, which the very fastest I've ever managed to edit was around about 5 hours. And then we'll look at the extreme of the very complex videos I've made, which can take over 50 hours to make, or a week. So let's look at those now. Now, first of all, a presenter, because I'm not coming to you as an actor. The rough guidelines I've been able to come up with for a presenter for a maybe corporate video is $268 per hour. Now we look at the camera operator, or director of photography. To keep things at a very bare minimum, I'm not going to include camera assistant, even though almost always on any production there's at least one camera assistant. Likewise, I'm not going to include a director, which is me in my videos, nor an assistant director. There can be a multitude of all of those. Likewise, we're not going to include producer or executive producer, which again would be me. Of course, on a big feature film, there can be hundreds of people involved in the production process, so we're not even going to go there. We'll keep it simple. Now, these rates from the MEAA, the latest ones are based on a weekly rate. Now, let's say a week consists of 5 days and you have 8 hours in a day. I can tell you for a fact, as most people in the film industry would know, it's very often not the case that a day is only 8 hours. I would say more of a typical day is 12 hours. In which case you then incur loadings over 8 hours. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to stick with it being an 8-hour day. So we're going to divide some of these figures into that. So in the case of a director of photography, the current weekly rate is $8,659, which when you divide that by 5 days and then further divide it into 8 hours brings us to $216 per hour. And now we'll look at lighting, or a gaffer in the film industry. So the rate we're looking at is $3,031 per week, which using the same formula translates to $75 per hour. We'll look at the sound recordist. That's also $3,031 per week, so $75 per hour. Now typically when you're on a film set or something, you'll have what's called a boom operator or boom swinger. And that's the person that actually holds the microphone or directs the microphone towards the talent, the person speaking. So the rate for boom operators is $2,273 per week, or $57 per hour. Now, I don't actually write scripts. The best I ever do with YouTube videos is maybe occasionally make some keynotes for myself, but normally all of it's off the top of my head. But given that we're trying to work out a figure, the best estimate that ChatGPT could come up with is anywhere from $50 to $300 per hour. So we'll go, like I said, with the very baseline. So we'll say $50 per hour for script writing. And now we'll go to voiceover artist, which is what you're hearing now. That's the role I'm doing right now. You're hearing a voice that's recorded after filming. So that can start at $100 per hour. Now, some videos, of course, have drones in them, which varies widely, but let's say $200 per hour for a drone operator, even though you may see only 30 seconds or you may see 5 or 10 minutes of drone footage. And now we come to the really big one, the editor. Now the current rates for an editor, going by MEAA, is $4,330 per week, which equates to $108 per hour. So let's look at the base rates before we add editing. So the totals before editing is $1,040 per hour. Now, as I said, my shortest videos that I've ever been able to edit take about 5 hours editing, which would equate to $540 for editing. Add that to the total of $1,040 and you get $1,580 per video if you had to pay someone to do it. Now we'll look at the complex videos of 50 plus hours. We'll base it on 50 hours. These are the really hard to make ones, which require an awful lot of editing. So we'll take our base rate of 1,040 Australian dollars for all the crew. Now we'll add editing of 50 hours, which is $5,400 in editing. When you join those together, the cost of producing a complex 50-hour edited video is $6,440. Again, all these rates are at the very bottom. We're not looking at any variances, so it could be much higher. Let's go back outside. So there we have it. That's the best estimate I can work out what it might cost if one had to pay someone to do everything. Of course, these figures will vary widely, but it gives you an idea perhaps. And on that matter, I should probably say, in all honesty, YouTube, not only because I reinvest the pittance I get from YouTube ads back into my channel, but realistically, indirectly, YouTube has cost me quite a lot of money over the years, because many times I will prioritize making videos for you guys for free, and I miss out on time sensitive things that I should have done. So it's cost me tens of thousands of dollars, if you want to look at it that way. YouTube, despite the fact they get huge ad revenue, really pays content creators very little. So if you do ever feel like shouting me a cup of coffee or something, most of my videos have the super thanks, the little love heart under the video or in the description area. Let's hold it right there very briefly. The donate button that is usually under videos of monetized channels no longer applies when you're demonetized. So they've currently disappeared for me. So if you do want to help out, use the other method described. You'll find a secure link to my own personal PayPal. Mark that as friends and family and you won't get much fee, because the YouTube one takes nearly half, so that's why PayPal's there. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. I'll continue to make videos for you for free, and hopefully you can show your appreciation at least by a thumbs up and maybe sharing any that you find interesting or helpful. Cheers. See you soon.